The show obviously can't be on YouTube because Ian said people have died from the C-19 thing, and Hannah Claire followed up with that V thing wasn't safe. Ian Crossland, clearly.
So I did change this to avoid me getting struck down, but just in case you missed it, Tim says during the show he can't be on YouTube because Ian said people have unlived and he blamed it on that thing. Hannah Claire Brumelo followed up with something to the effect of that thing wasn't safe.
Middle MAGA.
There's a lot going on. A lot going on. Tim Pool, yesterday, I'm recording this on Thursday, May 9th. Yesterday, Wednesday, May 8th, TimCast IRL. Tim made the decision to pull the show. And I have the full transcript of the uncensored version. Go to timcast.com, support him. If you want to verify my work, I have tweaked some of this. So this is going to be, I tweaked some words out of there that YouTube doesn't like, or I don't know if YouTube likes or not. And there's a lot going on with Tim Pool, and people still ask me, why is it important? Why is any of this important? If it's not important, why is it important for Donald Trump to have a platform to say what he needs to say? Why is it important for Tucker Carlson to have a platform to say what he needs to say? Why is X important? Why is the government of Brazil basically trying to do everything they can to take over X? Why is our own federal government doing everything they can to take over X? If it's not important, why does YouTube censor me? I'm a nobody. If I'm not important, why would you need to censor me? Stop asking me stupid questions. What do you mean, why is it important? It's the First Amendment. That's why it's important. It's the battle of ideas. That's why it's important. How do you organize? How do you plan? How do you find out who's trying to fight to save the country? How do you find out who wants secession? How do you find out what happened with secession? You can't leave that in the hands of a few powerful people. Of course it's important. It's extremely important. I don't know what to say. Even looking at Tim's platform, there is no one who has platformed Make America Great Again and the Libertarian Party better or with more views than Tim Pool. No one. No one has done it. Not even close. No one has had a platform as big as Tim Pool's. Not everyone, but major Libertarian Party candidates for president. Major libertarians. Michael Heiss, Angela Picardo, Dave Smith. You just rattle it down. Clint, Luke, Michael Rechtenwald, Joshua Smith. Just keep rattling it off. Larry Sharp. Just keep rattling it off. Joe Rogan doesn't do that. Joe Rogan hasn't had all those people on his show. I'm not knocking Joe Rogan, but I'm saying Tim is more important. Look at all the MAGA people. I found out about Carrie Lake. I saw her with the Hunter clip that went viral, but I found out about her through Tim Pool because she did a long form. That's why I really got to know who she was. Fell in political love at first sight from that first time. She was on Tim Pool, I think 3 times. 2 times on the IRL, once on the Tim Pool channel. Just amazing. He platformed that. Remember, he platformed Massey and MTG, and a lot of people, even though I've got problems with MTG, after Tim platformed MTG, a lot of Tim's audience was like, damn, she's not what I thought she was. Bannon, Navarro. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? Don't come to me with some stupid stuff. So there's a lot going on, and Tim had to pull his show, and I have a full transcript of it. Man, I'm not going to get far in the I'm going to start playing the transcript, but we're going to get to the court case. This is something that we knew was coming. We knew this was going to come. Let me start with the transcript of Tim Pool. I put it through my text to voice reader.
Tim Pool, howdy, everybody. I'll just tell, we'll be as transparent as possible. There's a lot of stuff going on. Some things I can't talk about for legal reasons. Many of you know that we're being sued. I can't talk about it. I'm not legally allowed to.
So that's it. I have to stop it at that point because I don't know if everybody knows. I haven't covered it. That Tim Pool is being sued. It's a very big story, and it's reminiscent of what happened to Alex Jones. Background, this involves Mauricio Garcia, a 36-year-old resident of Texas. That's where this is coming from, and I'm getting this from Rolling Stone. This resident of Texas was mistakenly identified as a mass unliver who unlived 8 people at a mall in Allen, Texas. The actual unliver was Mauricio, I apologize, Mauricio Martinez Garcia. So the mistaken person was Mauricio Garcia. The real person was Mauricio Martinez Garcia. And the real one was a self-professed neo-Yahtzee. Despite the distinction in middle names, the similar names led to wrongful identification of Garcia when it was really the Martinez Garcia. Various, and of course this article is so trash, it calls them right-wing. Various right-wing media figures, and Tim Pool is a classic liberal, but Tim Pool has been lumped in there. Steven Crowder, Owen Schroyer, as well as networks like Fox and Newsmax, are reported to have disseminated Garcia's image, inaccurately linking him to the unliving. The lawsuit was filed. Lawsuit was filed against these individuals and entities, accusing them of libel for their role in distributing his photograph and misidentifying him as the unliver. What we're seeing here is the continuation of Lawfare. They started with Alex Jones. Alex Jones, his determination was something like $1.4 billion. I think it was even more than that before. I forgot if they got to $1 trillion or not. Over complete nonsense, default judgment. He didn't get to defend himself. And now they're coming for who's next after Alex. Now they're coming for Tim. They're coming for Steven Crowder and everybody else. When you saw them put Tim's face up on the J6 committee, along with Salty Cracker, Alex, and others, Tim was reading a news story, and they put him up on the J6 committee like he was a criminal. So him pulling down his stream is with all, this isn't even, this is just part of the stress that's coming on. And if you don't feel sorry for Tim, that's fine. I'm not here to make you feel sorry for Tim. I don't care how you feel about it. I am a supporter of Tim. I think Tim's platform is important. And if Tim can't talk, so you don't care when it happens to Alex, happens to Alex. You don't care when it happens to Trump, happens to Trump. You don't care when it happens to Tim, it happens to Tim. You don't care when it happens to the Michigan 16, Nevada, Georgia. And then at some point, it's us in the gulag. So this dude is saying that his family faced harassment and unlived threats. The lawsuit seeks to address these damages, as you can imagine. The incident reminds people of the Alex Jones case, where Alex Jones was ordered to pay over $1.4 billion for his role in promoting what they called conspiracy theories about another unliving. Media responsibility. This case raises significant concerns about liability, about the media platforms, media figures, information. What if you're reporting information from somebody else? Now, am I liable because I'm saying that they reported it? There's no, at this point, there's no big update here, but that's just where we are. That's all I have. Maybe if you have more, let me know. But that's a big deal. That'll be the first segment. Visit middlemaga.com. Put your address up there in the top right. I'll give you notifications. No more than once a week, I'm guessing at this point. I reserve the right to do more, but I don't want to barrage people with emails and until I can get a segment and a cadence with it. But put it there. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going to continue on. These are going to be uploaded in no more than about 8-minute segments. Moving on with the continuation of This is Tim Pool in the After Show, the uncensored version after he pulled his show on May 8th. And here's why he pulled the show.
Tim Pool, howdy, everybody. I'll just tell, we'll be as transparent as possible. There's a lot of stuff going on. Some things I can't talk about for legal reasons. Many of you know that we're being sued. I can't talk about it. I'm not legally allowed to. During the show obviously can't be on YouTube because Ian said people have died from the C-19 thing, and Hannah Claire followed up with that V thing wasn't safe. Ian Crossland, clearly. Specific.
So I did change this to avoid me getting struck down. But just in case you missed it, Tim says during the show he can't be on YouTube because Ian said people have unlived, and he blamed it on that thing. Hannah Claire Brumelo followed up with something to the effect of that thing wasn't safe. We're grown-ass adults and we can't have a conversation. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. We should be able to have a conversation, and if your take is anything other than that, you are a threat to my freedom. YouTube is a platform that partners contracts through Google with the government, the United States government, and that government 7,000 miles away. You cannot contract with the government and then also have a platform that censors speech, because the government now can censor speech through the platform. The government allowed the platform to become a monopoly. You can't have that. All of those things cannot coexist at the same time. So I do not want to hear anything about them being a private platform.
Middle MAGA.